Maverick out on track. That's the Code 19 racing car from America with issues, Jolien.
Yeah, that's not gone well straight away for Maverick. Then Code 19, the American team, and that's stopped with 2 corners to run straight out of the pits. A lot of concern, and they've just looked like they've lost connectivity to that car.
Team TUM, the German team, Haley, the name of the car, been looking quick. One of the contenders all throughout the build-up to this weekend, making their way through the triple right-hander.
Yeah, I spoke to the team earlier. They said this sector is going to be the challenge for them. PS can sometimes struggle. You go underneath the hotel here. Spectacular venue, but difficult for them to get the code right, but they're through there okay.
Through that tricky sector where you go underneath the hotel, that's had an impact on the GPS system for all cars all weekend long, but this is nice from Haley and Team TUM. Purple Sector 1, Purple Sector 2, round the final corner to the line. It's going to be provisional pole. They find over 5 seconds.
That was a really nice, clean lap. Very happy in the garage. The car's going to come back in one piece, and they are on the top of the times. Brilliant run.
Elation.
Let's have a look at how it was then with the Ghost car. Unimore in the red, TUM in the blue. And Unimore actually started that lap ahead. And in the first sector, you can just see the confidence then from TUM, the German team, running the slightly wider line. Conservative on line, but not in terms of speed. And once again, through the high speed now, pulling right. They're neck and neck. And again, just able to take a little bit more speed, bit more commitment there. And, well, you can see they're neck and neck all the way down towards turn 5. But TUM just slowly nudging ahead.
China and the UAE teaming up for Fly Eagle. Fei Ying at the wheel and a little to their left and right. There's issues there for Fei Ying, the Khalifa University team backing that, and it comes to a stop.
Oh, you could see they lost the GPS there, I think. They lost the self-localization. It's going okay, and then suddenly, wants to pitch left. Then it goes right and just about avoids the wall. Hopefully saw that coming with the help of the radar. Slammed on the brakes.
We can see right on board with Fei Ying. This is coming down past the support pits to the right. Okay, first sector and into the wall for Fei Ying. Is that another localization issue?
Yeah, they're really struggling out there. Just running such low speed, trying to get a lap on the board, but once again, just pitching to the right. I tell you what, there was someone over that pit wall as well. Must have been pretty shaky for them.
Straight into the wall for Fei Ying, then coming to a stop on track. Kinetis on track, that's the UAE and Singapore entry. Sparks, the name of the car. They had an okay run earlier on and just really going rather slowly. Tentative lap, into the wall. Just made it through that last part of the triple right-hander, and it cuts out.
That's an error in the code, I reckon, and a grimace in the pits there for Kinetis. They just turned it too early for the corner. It's a triple right-hander there. Didn't get it right.
They had an okay run in the build-up to qualifying today, but sadly, disappointment from the whole team. Polymove then on track. Eva, the name of the car. They've been looking quick, and what has happened there? Lock up on the straight, all 4 wheels smoking, full stop.
That looks like a sudden kill switch there for Polymove. One of the favourites, but they're not going to get a time on the board, building up the speed. And then all of a sudden, screech, on go the brakes, 4 tyres locked up. That's an automatic stop.
Getting ready for the second of our 3 qualifying time trial sessions. Now, under the lights.
Unimore on a better lap here. Difficult conditions, but this is fastest in the first 2 sectors. They're going to complete the lap. And can they go to the top of the times?
Across the line, and it is to the top. Quickest so far in the session for Unimore.
Let's have a look then compared with TUM. The same 2 we looked at in the earlier session. TUM still ahead overall. Unimore getting a time on the board, but in the cooler evening session, struggling to get those tyres warmed up. They've got round, they're in one piece. Once again, TUM in the high-speed corners, able to carry that a little bit more. Still pretty close between these 2. It's a battle that looks like it's going to rage on and on.
Cutting edge technology here for us on the broadcast, but also for the teams getting to watch this as well. The insight, the different lines, the different way the code is implemented between the 2 teams, clear as day.
And they're able to learn from this as well, the Ghost car, their first look at how they're getting on with their rivals.
Code 19 back on track then in this second session. Had a tough first time trial, had a tough time of it so far. Just trying to set a lap time. It's slow as you like across the line, but they'll be pleased to make it round a full lap. It's over 3.5 minutes, but we are pushing the limits of technology, and that is a lap time on the board.
Yeah, that's the first thing for them. Didn't get a run in this morning, so they've got to put something on the board, get the car back in one piece. End of the lap then with Constructor. They're already down on Unimor's time. One corner to go, the right-hander. Got to be careful with that rear slip. So easy to light it up with his cool tyres.
German team across the line, second fastest. Okay lap from Constructor. And then another look at the Ghost car here. The two of them just seeing the differences in pace and line.
Yeah, these are the two German teams then. TUM, provisional pole, and just leagues ahead of Constructor. Constructor on the board, but again, the confidence that TUM have got, and it's allowing them to keep the commitment through this first sector. The higher speed corners, and they are long gone out front, aren't they?
Clear as day. Team TUM out on track again, and they have been fast, but at the moment qualifying is proving tricky for them. And off the line, the red light flashes, and to a stop comes Team TUM.
Yep, that is engine off then. They're trying to work out if they can get anything going, but the lap is over. So the fastest team so far not able to improve, and it just loses the connectivity there. You can see the purple light turns to a flashing red, and that is heading to the barriers and heading to a stop for Team TUM.
Another look at it here, round that banked left-hander. You can see there, it just cuts out, immediately halts on the brake, offline. Discussions then at the back of the garage.
So Polymove need a lap on the board, one of the favourites, and they starting into turn one. We know the temperature a little bit cooler, so they've got to be cautious. Whoa, not like that.
And that is what happens under the lights, colder temperatures, as you say, Jolien, and round goes Polymove, who are having a struggle at the moment in these first two sessions, but they've got the pace.
Yeah, but are they going to be able to get that going again? I don't think so, and quite rightly, some frowns there and scowls in the garage. This should be quite a quick car, but it's pointing backwards, and I think that is just a case of going too aggressive on their settings, given the cooler temperatures under the lights. Not able to fire the tyres up in just a lap of outlap, and they've gone in too fast too soon and spun it round.
Polymove then, work being done in the back of garage. They will get another go in the third time trial. Car still out on the track.
There'll be some pressure on that last lap for them.
Fly Eagle, Fei Ying, the name of the car, just hoping to get round in a clean lap. We've already seen them in the wall. Lock up going into the left-hander, all four tyres locked up, and round goes Fei Ying. Cold tyres, Jolien?
Well, we saw it with Polymove, didn't we, earlier on, and it looks like Fly Eagle, Fei Ying have fallen victim of exactly the same thing. This on the brakes, though, too much braking for the grip level of the tyres. Then they turn it in. No way is that going to stick through turn one at this time of day. Maybe earlier on they'd have had a chance, but they're another team. Nothing on the board after their earlier issues. Another team up against it for the last run tomorrow.
Struggling with localization of the car. Fei Ying and the Fly Eagle team, China and the UAE, coming together for this entry, pushing the boundaries of science.
So this is another big lockup that they had then down towards the chicane, and then it stops. Lost a bit of GPS self-localization. Too much brake pressure a lot of the time in these evening sessions, and another bit of head scratching. They'll need to get back in that code and work out the calibration for day versus night.
Back into the sunlight then for the third and final qualifying time trial. Each car will get 2 laps to set their fastest flyer. Unimor back out on track. Gianna, the name of the car. Unimor have been looking quick, been looking pacey. Fastest in the first sector of anybody, trying to get as close to that 2-minute time, if not dip under it. It has been done, and they are pushing hard on the rundown to the left-hander of turn 9.
Pinned all the way down to 9. I tell you what, braking late and throwing the car in as well. The tyres are working now, and they're up on TUM's lap from yesterday. This is looking pretty good here.
Nice, clean exit. Personal best in sector 2, coming into that triple right-hander, difficult and the best of times. But one small blip in the coding and you can find yourself with an error, you can find yourself in the wall. But so far, especially dipping under the bridge, GPS holding out.
Yeah, there's a little bit of margin to either side. There's more room to use on the right, there's plenty more room to use on the apex, but they're able to keep the cornering speeds up now. Screeching through the penultimate corner, 1 to go. You can see how much margin is left. There's so much more in there for Unimore, but this might still do it.
There is more to come from Gianna, but across the line, and they're doing everything they need to right now to the top of the times for Gianna and Unimore.
That was conservative still. There's plenty more to unlock, but that's the job done so far.
Round of applause from the Polymove team. Unimore, Polymove out on track. Eva, the name of the car, striking livery, looking to try and get some lap on the board. They are quick. We thought they were going to be one of the favourites, but issues have so far plagued them in the first 2 time trials. But that was a decent first safety job.
And they are leading on, really leading on it through the high speeds. They're past the corner where they had the spin yesterday. The hotter temperatures coming towards this car, and they're getting a little bit closer to the conventional racing line as well. Fastest in the first sector, now stretching the legs of Eva. And let's see what speed we can hit. And they got to pummel on the brakes when they get down to this corner.
Had an incident as well earlier on in the attack and defend. Onto the brakes then, down the end of that 1.14 kilometre back straight, through the left-hander of 6, out of the right-hander of 7. The support pits on the right-hand side. It's purple sector 1 so far for Eva and Polymove, the Italian team, the Politecnico Milano entry, who have a excellent track record with autonomous racing, have the outright land speed record for an autonomous car, and are so far finding themselves gaining more and more lap time. They haven't got a lap on the board yet. They need to get this lap done and dusted round the triple right-hander into the final sector where we go underneath the bridge at the hotel.
They're getting closer to the conventional lines. This is the really technical section. First of all, you've got to keep your GPS localized. They're using that, the LiDAR, the radar, and cameras all at once to make sure this thing stays on the track, and it is doing so. 1 corner to go, and this might even be top spot.
Polymove then looking to try and find their competitive edge round the final corner. The sun shines, and across the line for Eva, and it is fastest. New pole lap at the top of the board. And the team, you can see, elated with that one. It took them a while, but they finally got a lap on the board.
We knew they'd be competitive, but they just hadn't done anything, and that was risk versus reward for the coders at Polymove. How much do they push for pole? How much do they get just a lap on the board? But from the first corner, they were already ahead then of their Italian rivals. Unimore slightly behind, lost it in the first sector, and these two were pretty neck and neck through the whole lap.